Hello, welcome back to True Seekers Tea. My name is Kate and I am thankful as always to have you here for today's pick a card reading. We're going to be looking at you versus your person, and we're trying to get a read on what's going on holistically in the connection. The first part of the reading is going to be looking at your perspective, your thoughts, your feelings, how you view this person, all of that, and that should serve as a pretty good energy check-in for you guys. And then the next part will be your person, and it will be mirroring the exact same thing that I just explained for your side. So if it does feel like I'm explaining your person's energy first, you might want to flip-flop the piles or the energies and then pick a different pile, but completely up to you guys. There will be an extended reading as usual, and it's just going to depend on what comes through for each pile as to what we go into. So there are 3 piles to choose from. For pile number 1, we have the Astromatrix Tarot with this citrine point. For pile number 2, we have the Mind's Eye Tarot with this clear quartz heart. And for pile number 3, we have the Starlight Tarot with this angel aura point. So go ahead and take whatever time you need to tune into the pile you're feeling the most drawn to. I will have the timestamps linked down below, along with the extended readings, the names of these decks, and any other information about me. But without further ado, I'll see you at your pile. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose the Astromatrix Tarot and the citrine point, this is going to be your reading where we're going to be looking at you versus a person that you have on your mind. I want to get a holistic look at the connection. So we're going to be looking at your perspective of this connection, which could include your thoughts and feelings, but also your perception of your person and the connection with them. So we're first going to go into your perspective, and then we'll go into your person. So this should serve as an energy check-in as well. So, Spirit, please give me to pile number 1's thoughts and feelings, their perspective. What's going on in pile number 1's mind in regards to this person? Okay, we have the 8 of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, all right, we have the Knight of Pentacles and then Judgment here. Okay. So yeah, I feel like this connection is coming to, I want to say coming to a head, but that kind of reminds me of like a pimple. So sorry, that's kind of gross. But it's making me think with Judgment here that there's some sort of cumulative situation where with the 8 of Cups, to me, that's always a card of having to walk away from something that has not ended up being fulfilling. And there's almost this energy of continuing to trudge on or continuing. It's like, yeah, I feel like, sorry, let me just take a second to put this into words, but there's this feeling here of disappointment and kind of just feeling like maybe a little like alone right now in life a little bit, and just feeling like you don't really know where you belong, or feeling like, and I feel like it'll relate to this connection, but I just need a second to kind of explain this, is it's almost this feeling of like another failed situation, but you have an attitude that is almost like there's a lot of strength coming through from your energy, and there's just this feeling of going step by step and kind of accepting the journey that you're on, even if it isn't always a fun one, even if it isn't always one where you feel the most support or you feel comfort. It's like, I feel like you're dedicated to this path toward finding almost your there's a strong like journeying energy coming through, and I feel like it relates to this connection because it feels like this connection might be something you're coming to that moment. And I want to say again for some reason where it's almost like something has fallen through, another opportunity has not been what I wanted, has not planted firmly in the soil, has not grown into what I need it to be. And so I have to just keep moving forward is the feeling. And it's really giving with the Five of Pentacles at the back of the deck, like having to move through, having to persevere through like tough conditions. But the main thing with the Five of Pentacles here is the feeling of, the song Silence by Marshmello is coming through, which is one of my favorite songs. But that part where it says, I've never had a feeling of comfort. Like, and it also talks about like feeling like a burden and feeling like I've never had someone to call my own. And it's like saying, I'm in need of a savior, but I'm not looking for favors, you know? So it's kind of like this recognition of doing this alone is how it feels. And it being slow, like the journey that you're on. But let's see what else here, and hopefully I can relate it a bit more to this connection specifically. Can we clarify the Eight of Cups from pile number one's perspective? Yeah, the Queen of Cups here. A really beautiful energy coming through from you, because it feels like there's kind of this emotional surrender that you have where you know you are very compassionate, you are very empathetic, and I feel like you are actually in tune with your heart chakra. But it's almost like this energy of knowing when your heart isn't being held, or knowing when something doesn't meet you at the level that you need to be met. Yeah, with the Three of Pentacles here. Can we clarify? Okay, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Again, there's just this energy of this feeling of step by step putting energy in. And this could even be towards yourself. And like you could kind of be just like on a self-love journey as well, where, you know, no matter how long it kind of takes here, it just feels like you're dedicated to walking away from situations that don't serve you. And it's not this energy, though, of being closed off at the heart or being avoidant. It's really this energy of being in tune with yourself and choosing yourself over everything. Like just continuing to choose yourself no matter how long it takes. Can we clarify the Nine of Pentacles here in the reverse? Yeah, the Four of Cups. Yeah, and it's just this feeling again of like not being open to anything that isn't worth it. Like there's this strong energy of discernment coming through. And so this reading could be more of a reading that's kind of almost talking about like a chapter in your love life. You know what? I'm almost wondering if I like should maybe do a reading on that. Like that's just a little bit more like based on your life at the moment. Because it's almost like a specific situation. I feel like you're kind of saying no to it because you're being patient. It's almost like you're waiting for better to come. You're waiting for something that truly fits your values with the Hierophant here in reverse. Yeah, and what's popping to my mind as well is the Four of Cups from the Modern Witch Tarot deck, where on her shirt it says like over it. And so there is kind of this like energy where I feel like you are like a little bit like bored in a sense because things are moving slowly, and like it's like there isn't very much excitement in a sense, but at the same time it feels like there's a sense of peace or a sense of preserving your emotional state. It also, there's a feeling here of not knowing exactly what you're looking for, but there's also this feeling of I'll know when I find it. And there's also a feeling of I know when it's not it. And so I'm wondering if this connection is going to be one like that, where maybe you've recently kind of had to say no to something or walk away from something, and maybe you guys just kind of want confirmation on that. But yeah, I'm here to just kind of like mirror back as well, just like that I can feel the energy that you're in. Like I can feel the pace. Like it just feels like the pace is slow, but you're staying true to yourself. And like maybe in the past you would have like settled for something or chosen comfort over this, you know, because it just feels like this is like a harder path, but it's one that's more true. Okay, what else for pile number 1's perspective here? Okay, we have the 7 of Swords as well. 5 of Wands at the back of the deck. Interesting. And it could also be like with the 7 of Swords that like maybe this person, maybe they did something that you just like weren't a fan of, or like, I feel like there's kind of this energy here where I feel like you're moving a little bit like more cautiously in connection. So when there are red flags, like I feel like you are becoming a lot more aware of that. And it's almost like because you're moving in a different way, you're moving in a more grounded way. It's almost like with Judgment here, you're moving carefully is what I'd want to say. And so with the 7 of Swords, I feel like you just are not interested in anyone that's playing games or using strategy or, you know, isn't who they say they are. Like you're looking for the real deal. I feel like you're really looking for something that, something pretty specific. And I just think you are kind of not open to this. I feel like you might have rejected this person even. Yeah, and it's almost like what this is feeling like is, especially if in the past you might have struggled to discern how other people are moving. It's almost like because you are so in tune with yourself and like your energy is clear, you're able to see other people more clearly. So I hope that makes sense. Like in the past, there could have been like a chaos, or could have been like a passion that you moved with, or it's just something about the way you were moving that made it harder for you to realize you don't want something or realize how someone else is moving. And so, yeah, that's what it kind of feels like. Yeah, and maybe you feel, maybe there has been like some level of like chaos, or like maybe there has been like kind of a disagreement with this person with the 5 of Wands. But it's just almost like you're not interested in drama right now. That's how it feels. Like you don't want any drama. You don't want to fight. You don't want to compete. You don't want drama is kind of the feeling. So like anyone that's kind of searching for drama is just going to kind of be like a turnoff for you is how it feels. And it's also possible that maybe you have a lot of different options. Like that's what this could be showing, is that maybe there are like a lot of different people that are almost fighting over you in a sense, but like, or maybe a lot of different people that would want your attention, but you're kind of in your own world right now, focusing on your path and not getting caught up in other people's drama. That's the feeling. Like not getting pulled off your path, or not getting pulled into essentially the drama of other people. That's the best way I could describe it. And so this could be in many different ways. Like I feel like this goes beyond just like maybe a romantic situation. But it just feels like it's almost like like I'm seeing like an elephant. Like think about how like wise elephants are, and like they kind of like see through you, and like they're just like strong and serene. And I feel like that's kind of like the energy I'm getting. I just want to see a couple from this deck, because I feel like this will have some relevant messages. And then we'll get into your person's energy, and maybe it'll be like other people's energy, but I'll definitely do my best to see what comes through. So what is pile number one's energy like towards this person? Like what's their perspective, their thoughts and feelings? We have visions. We have someone soon. Yeah, definitely. What is hidden will be revealed. And then we have ripe fruits here, rainbow, transference, back the deck. Like this is like just confirming what I'm getting is that there's this patience coming through of like what is hidden will be revealed. Like you're not tripping in a sense, like you're letting things kind of reveal themselves because you have a vision of what you want. And with someone soon, it's like you do feel like you're going to meet up, you're going to find a certain kind of person soon. And this card talks very specifically about how even like independent people need support too. So it says, even the most badass, independent, self-sufficient people get lonely. Being alone is good for recentering. If your heart is full and your desire is to share your life with someone, then you deserve that. You deserve that love. Put your order in for the love of your life or the love for now, and then keep focusing on your goals. Like that's 100% what I'm getting. So it says, send out this little wish today and watch someone new float into your life gently, like a feather coming in the sky. Like you're not searching for it. You're not chasing it. It's like, you're going to allow it to gently come in. And it's almost like with the ripe fruit here, it's like, you're letting things reveal themselves for what they are without getting sidetracked by any connection that isn't in alignment with you or anything, you know, because there is this a little bit of hyper independence coming through, but I feel like it's kind of serving your journey at this point because again, with the Queen of Cups, it's not coming through where you're super blocked off. It's more coming through that you've kind of needed this time period so you're able to tune into a certain frequency that is going to leave you open to someone that would really complement your life and not take away from it, not distract from it. Yeah. So curious to see what's going to come through for your person's energy. Just going to get a sip of water. All right, what's if there has been someone in pile number one's life recently, what's their perspective? What are their current thoughts and feelings toward pile number one? We have the Fool, Aquarius. We have the Knight of Wands. The Ten of Wands. Yeah, the Four of Cups. I definitely feel like it's possible that like you're closed off to this person. But there's like what I started seeing is like someone who's trying to get your attention, because I'm almost imagining like, especially with all this like jumping energy, like I'm almost seeing someone like trying to get your attention as you're not really paying attention. Like almost like in a movie scene where someone's like moving back and forth like with different little animated tasks, like trying to get the attention of someone. Okay, can we clarify the Fool here? With the Six of Cups. Can we clarify the Knight of Wands? We have Justice in reverse. Can we clarify the Ten of Wands? We have the Seven of Wands. Can we clarify the Four of Cups? Queen of Pentacles. And then the back of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like this might be someone who's really wanting to like work to, I feel like this person maybe regrets something, or maybe they have guilt for something in the past, especially if like, because with Justice in reverse and the Knight of Wands in reverse, like maybe there was some sort of action that this person took that got them into the current graces that they're in with you, because it kind of feels like that. Like, this person's viewing you as very grounded within your own energy, which I totally agree with, and not really interested, like not really open, you know. And I feel like this person is seeing you as like in this kind of defensive energy where you're not coming off your throne, like you're not lowering your self-esteem for someone else, if that makes sense. Like there's this very dignified energy that your person is aware of that you have. And that's what like the Seven of Wands is all about. Like it's just kind of this, there's just this strength and this energy of not backing down, like not making exceptions, you know. You're holding your ground, holding your boundaries. Like there's you have boundaries up with this person, I feel like. So we have Libra energy here as well. I feel like this could be someone who wants a new beginning with you, or even wants to like reunite with you, wants some kind of reunion with the Six of Cups. I feel like this is someone who feels like extremely drawn toward you. This energy seems like it's a little less experienced, or it's almost like maybe this person is younger than you, or kind of childish, like because there's kind of like a childish energy coming through with the Fool, Knight of Wands in reverse, like someone who kind of doesn't really realize the consequences of their actions. And maybe like this person did something kind of stupid, because it feels like this is someone who didn't expect you to really hold up a boundary with them, or really stick to your ground, if that makes sense. Like because it's kind of coming through like a petulant child, or like a child that does something, you know, kind of laughing or like joking or thinking it's funny, or like not thinking, not like recognizing the seriousness of it, and then like being like kind of expecting that maybe it's going to make someone mad, but not thinking that someone is going to like cut them off, or, you know, really take it seriously, if that makes sense. It feels like this is someone who maybe did something like that, like they did something without thinking with the Knight of Wands in reverse, and it's just like it was probably like a very reckless or immature behavior. And they didn't really think before doing it with the Fool here. That's what it's representing for me. And I feel like they kind of like maybe took the connection a little bit for granted, or just felt like you'd kind of always be there, or like almost like they could do no wrong, or like nothing they could do could ever like really lose the connection with you. Like, but yeah, I'm getting all in all, like it's like this person kind of has that energy of like maybe they're very like passionate, or maybe they're like they can get like kind of excited, or like it's like this person though has a tendency to do things without considering the perspective of other people, or like not being considerate to someone else's side, or like how someone else is gonna feel, you know, like before they say or do something. It just seems like they're not really thinking about they're essentially not thinking about the consequences. They're kind of acting on a whim, impulsively. And it's kind of this energy of recklessness, also being like a little bit, like there could have been like a breakdown in communication with this person, or it's just almost like sort of a chaotic energy for sure, that likes to think of itself as lighthearted, but can kind of be like a bull in a china shop, you know, like that's how it kind of feels. So yeah, and I definitely think this person is feeling regret for the situation. I feel like they're feeling like the weight of their actions, because yeah, just the Ten of Wands here, like I almost feel like this person maybe feels like there is a part of this person that almost thinks it's just like you're not interested in taking responsibility for them. Like that's kind of what it's like, is like they need to take this is really giving, you're pushing this person's kind of like responsibilities, and like like you're pushing it back on their plate. Like you're not looking to be like you don't want like a child-parent relationship essentially. And so that's kind of how your person is perceiving it, and they just see you holding very steadfast to that. Like you're not interested in taking on this person's burdens. Like you're not. And so, I feel like you guys have really reached a stage in your life where like you're just not really messing around anymore. Like you're not in this codependent energy where maybe like in the past you'd be like very forgiving, or you might want to try to like heal someone or fix their mistakes for them or relieve them like of their burdens essentially. But it's just like you're not doing that. And so it's pushing it back on this person's plate to have to reflect on, their actions and have to be more disciplined. The Eight of Pentacles here is all about discipline. So, okay, let's just get a couple oracle cards. What else can we go further into pile number one's person's perspective or their thoughts, feelings, their side? We have serendipity in reverse. Yeah, I feel like this person, like, there is kind of this energy of like frolicking towards something kind of in a haphazard way, and then like it not being what you expected, or maybe like this person thought something they were doing was leading to something, or I'm gonna get a couple more and then we'll see what that is. We have to the sea. What are their thoughts, feelings, perspective? We have never-ending story. We have observer. Yeah, flexible in reverse. I'm wondering if like your person, like there's kind of two messages coming through with the observer in reverse. Like, I wonder if your person kind of feels like you're not willing to see beyond the situation, or like maybe this person feels like you're being stubborn or like a little bit inflexible with them. Because there's just this energy of not really budging, but like, I mean, I totally get why. Like, I see your energy, like why that's happening, but I also feel like, it's almost like your person's viewing this where like there's just this energy coming through from them of like doing things on a whim or like following where the wind takes them. And with To the Sea, I'm wondering if this person feels like this connection had a lot of potential and a lot of momentum, and then something happened where now you can't really see beyond it. But it just seems like maybe this person really thought this was going to lead to something. And now they might be feeling kind of like, maybe it's hard for them to see beyond the situation. Again, it's kind of like they're having a hard time seeing things from your perspective and their perspective. And it's almost like they're having maybe a hard time seeing why you would put your foot down in the way that you are. I just want to clarify the never-ending story, though. We have the King of Swords in reverse. Three of Cups in reverse. I feel like this person maybe feels like they might be like internalizing your boundaries as saying something about them, because I almost feel like this person needs to learn that like their actions do have consequences, and like someone holding their boundaries like isn't someone saying that like anything negative about them. It's just saying that this behavior wasn't okay, or like this behavior doesn't work for me. Because the King of Swords in reverse can kind of be like a sourpuss, like really like strict, like really judgmental kind of an energy. And like I really don't feel like that's coming through for you. Yeah, like no fun kind of an energy with the Three of Cups in reverse. Like, and so I almost feel like this person's like, I just was having fun, or like this is just was like fun for me. And like they might be feeling like, yeah, like you're being like inflexible with them. But I mean, it is what it is. What else, Spirit? Yeah, I feel like this person feels like you guys are like extremely connected. Like this person kind of, like this person really views you as a soulmate and views you as someone that like they're on the same level as, or someone that they have a really strong bond to. Yeah, we have under a spell. Yeah, so I feel like also it's kind of like, okay, maybe this person feels like that. Like maybe this person like really thought that things were gonna go somewhere, or like maybe this person really had high hopes, like with the Fool here and like Six of Cups. Like maybe they really got attached like to the idea of like maybe like it's almost like coming through as someone like being like, this is my twin flame, or like my soulmate, and like it was all a lie or something like that. Like they feel kind of like dropped on the ground. Yeah, again here, party leader, and then can't be caught. I'm really getting this where it's like with the party leader here, it's almost like this energy of like, because you're not really like, because you're almost being the voice of reason, or sticking to like what's true for you, or like what there is just this energy of not taking things serious, and it's just like it doesn't matter. It's like it, you know, and then it's kind of like you saying no is like, it's like their tactic isn't working, or it's almost like they feel like they can kind of just win anyone back with like extreme like emotional displays, or like it's just giving like that childlike kind of like, don't be mad at me kind of thing, like come on, let's go do this, or like it doesn't matter, like this isn't that big of a deal, you know. And like I also feel like this person, like with the can't be caught card, like I feel like they're almost seeing themselves as someone that like they might kind of be projecting onto the situation that like they're just this free spirit, and like other people are just kind of wanting to slow them down with like rules or like regulations and stuff like that. And it's like, why can't you just loosen up and like, you know, do this or that, you know what I'm saying? And like I also feel like with the party leader card too, like I feel like this person has a tendency to not really care as much about what other people value, or like what someone else wants to do, you know. Because yeah, it says woohoo, it's a party, but what's really happening here? All the beautiful stars reach up their hands in excitement as this party leader creates a wild, loud, and unpredictable energy. That's like this Knight of Wands in reverse. This can be fun to bathe in the untamed, and can act as a release to what we try to control. Maybe you need someone whose personality is captivating and can allow you to be comfortable doing something uncharacteristic. But let us not forget that your voice also needs to be heard. This is why you're here. So enjoy the time, but also don't allow yourself to be confused about what's truly valuable in your life just because someone else's is louder. And like that's how it kind of feels, is like this person kind of feels like that energy here with like the Knight of Wands in reverse. Like maybe they brought like a certain level of like fun into your life, or like I feel like this person also is like not wanting to be open to responsibility though. I feel like this person is it's almost like they are all it's really weird, because it's almost like your energy seems to be disinterested, not protecting, or trying to like protect your energy and like staying strong to it. It's almost like they're interpreting your boundaries as something that's offensive to them, or something that's trying to like say anything negative about them, if that makes sense. Like, and it's almost like this energy of, I thought like we're on the same page, like I thought like we care about the same things, like, and it's kind of like you differentiating and being like, this isn't what I value, or this isn't okay with me, I don't like that kind of behavior, I don't want to participate in that, feels like rejection to them. And I feel like this person like is feeling rejected in a sense. Yeah, and it's just like this make-believe. I feel like there's just this energy of not really wanting to take things seriously, or not really being, I don't know, like thinking certain things are funny or cool, but it's kind of like, they are sometimes, but at a certain point it can get kind of old, or it can get to a point where it's like sometimes it goes too far, or it's like something that someone says or does something that's just like not, like there are consequences to your actions, and like we do live in a world. This is giving like eternal child energy as well. Yeah, so I don't know. I just feel like there's kind of like a mismatch in energy here. So for the extended reading, I want to look at why this person came into your life. Like what were you meant to learn here? I also kind of want to see like if this person understands the consequences of their actions. So like I want to ask why they think you're holding a boundary with them. Like I want to see if they're kind of aware of that. I want to see like if they like what their next behavior is going to be like, if they plan on changing their behavior. And then I just want to get like guidance for you about like anything in regards to what's next in your love life, or guidance on navigating this kind of energy and how to stay moving forward on a path that's true to you, and hopefully get some information about where that's leading you. So if you want to check that out, I'll have it linked down below. Thank you literally to everyone who does that. If you've ever wanted to send me a tip, just going to the extended readings is one of the easiest ways to support me financially so I can put more energy into the channel. But free ways to support are just through hitting the like button, leaving a comment, subscribing. Thank you to everyone who does that. Yeah, it's really been helpful for me, and I like deeply appreciate it. So thank you so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed the reading today, and I hope to connect with you again soon. Hello, pal number 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Mind's Eye Tarot and this clear quartz heart, then this is going to be a reading where we're going to be looking at you versus your person in this connection. So we're going to be looking essentially at a deeper dive into your thoughts, feelings, and perspective of this person, this connection, your experience, whatever comes through as most relevant. And we're going to go into that first. We'll do the same for your person, but we're going to start off with your energy, and this will serve as an energy check-in. So ideally, this first part will resonate. If it sounds like I'm describing your person's energy, it is possible that the pile could be flip-flopped. So I would just reverse it or pick a different pile. And there will be an extended reading, and it's going to just depend on what comes through here to see what would be most beneficial for you guys to go into deeper. So anyways, okay, so for pile number 2, Spirit, please tune me into pile number 2's energy. What is pile number 2's perspective in this connection? What are their thoughts and feelings? We have Judgment. The Page of Wands. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. The Two of Pentacles. Yeah, it feels like you're coming to a moment where you need to make a decision in this connection, or you are contemplating a choice, it seems like. With Judgment and the Two of Pentacles. And with the Page of Wands here, it's almost this question of what path do you want to choose? Let's see what else. What are their thoughts and feelings in this connection, Spirit? We have the Queen of Wands, reverse. We have the Four of Swords. I feel like you might be gaining the confidence to make a decision for yourself, because it's almost this energy of wanting to step more into your power and wanting to be able to make your own decisions and set your own priorities. And I feel like with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, there's a feeling of maybe there has been a level of, depending on this connection, maybe physically, just with the King of Pentacles here, yeah, with the Devil, yeah, and the King of Wands in reverse, there's almost this feeling of maybe, like, there might be a level of codependency here with this person, and it might be that, like, when you establish this connection with this person, maybe you were in, like, a time period of healing, or you weren't feeling your best, and it seems like maybe this person offered you, like, a level of stability or certainty in your life. But then with the King of Wands, which I've seen twice now, I wonder if this person's perspective has kind of become overbearing on you. Like, maybe you feel like you're not really following your own inner truth, or you're not making the decisions that feel right for you, because of a level of dependence on this person. It doesn't have to be physical, but it just could be for confidence or just to feel secure. What else for pile number 2? With the Seven of Cups. Again, more choices, more options. Contemplating what you really want. Maybe not feeling sure about what you really want, and maybe taking some time to reflect on your own. I'm also seeing with the Four of Swords, like, that definitely can be an energy of needing to spend some time alone and to kind of get some space from outside noise or outside opinions, so you can really focus on your truth and getting clarity. Like, it's almost like a time period to clear your head and make sure that your next action or your next decision or the next thing you say comes from a place of being a little bit more grounded and having thought things through. But yeah, there is maybe a level of confusion here. Maybe not knowing, maybe trying to figure out, like, what your truth is, or figure out if this connection feels right to you, or if moving in another direction feels better, or maybe even trying to just see the situation for what it is. Like, maybe there is a part of you kind of waking up to the dynamic of this connection that maybe you weren't aware of in the past, or just, like, because of the energy that you were in, it's just possible that you weren't really seeing things for how they are. And I feel like there's kind of an energy of waking up with Judgment and actually wanting to see the truth of things and look back at the past and really make a decision, essentially. So can we clear for the Two of Pentacles for pile number 2's energy? Yeah, we have the Three of Pentacles here, Ace of Pentacles at the back of the deck. Yeah, Five of Wands. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing. So it's like, I feel like you're really contemplating maybe like a new beginning, or maybe you're even wondering if you want to fully commit to this connection even. It could be something like that, or you could be, it just feels like you're debating what your next move is going to be, what your next chapter is going to be. And it's almost like this energy of, should I do it alone, or should I do it with this person? Like with the Three of Pentacles, like, is that something that's going to help me? Is this connection something that is actually collaborative, that does allow me to, is this supporting me, or is this not supporting me, essentially, is like kind of the question that it feels like is going on. And I feel like with the Five of Wands, again, there's just this energy of wanting to, can talk about like different opinions. And I wonder if maybe you've avoided conflict potentially in this connection. Maybe you're someone who feels like the need to keep the peace in situations. And so maybe you don't assert your opinion as strongly as you would like to. But yeah, it just seems like something is out of balance here. And there's like a level of stagnancy almost. I feel like you're just debating if you want to expand your horizons, or yeah, it just feels like you're unsure, essentially. Like you're kind of in this in between, trying to figure out what you want to do next. I'm trying to think if there's anything else coming through for this. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm getting. Let me get a couple of oracle cards. Yeah, I'm seeing the sword here just popping through, so let's see. I feel like with the Seven of Cups too, like there's a part of you that's just like not wanting to like limit your options, or you're opening your mind up to the fact that there are different possibilities in your life, that there are different like paths that you can go down. But it's just like you're not really sure what you want yet, is how it seems. Or it's like, do you want to prioritize this connection? Do you want to prioritize relationships in general? Do you want to prioritize work? It just feels like there's a lot of questions that could be different for everyone, but it feels like you're trying to get clarity right now. Can we clarify pile number 2's perspective, their energy? Okay, we have sitting on top of the world coming out in reverse. We have make believe. Yeah, the sheep who wandered and found a different shepherd. That's totally what I'm getting. Yeah, and then mysterious mother here in reverse. Suppression of a star being by hands unworthy. It's just popping through. I'm not going to take that. But yeah, this is kind of confirming what I'm getting. Is it just almost seems like there's a couple of confirmations here. With sitting on top of the world, this doesn't necessarily need to be in reverse, but I just feel like you seem to be ready to shine again, or it's like you might be coming out of a time period where you weren't feeling your best or weren't feeling your most confident, or like the things were going super well, but there's almost this energy of starting to imagine again and starting to I feel like there's even some like daydreaming going on of like where you want to see yourself, or like what, you know, like what does the next chapter of your life look like? And I feel like there is this part of you that's pulling you toward dreaming bigger or dreaming at all. And I feel like there's this part of you though that's like, am I ready to like make these decisions by myself? Am I ready to navigate the world without a guiding light, without maybe someone else? Like, I wonder if just like this person, again, like maybe provided you a sense of comfort because they're on your team in a sense, or like you're not having to do it alone. But I feel like the mysterious mother is all about this energy of not needing, being able to find your way in the dark. And the sheep who wandered and found a different shepherd is like kind of just saying that we all deserve to kind of make our own decisions. Let me see if there's any other message here. So it says, it can be scary to go out on your own into the big unknown. There's a safe place for you where you're watched over and you can find it. No one person or thing is truly right or wrong. It's what feels so good to you in this moment. Try not to be afraid to say no to things that don't feel true. Your truth is waiting for you, and you have every right to be brave in your search for it. That's totally what I'm getting. And it really is just this question of, I just feel like there's maybe a part of you that just doesn't feel like something's clicking in this connection, or it's like maybe your soul is calling you in a different direction, but there might be a part of you that feels safe here, or just feels like not sure if you can trust yourself, not sure if you should trust that like feeling of maybe wanting to explore. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting. So it's like this connection might be something that feels safe to you on some level, or like when you're not feeling the most confident about yourself, it's almost like this connection makes sense, but it's almost like as you level up, or as you continue to heal or become more of your authentic self, like becoming more brave in that, it's almost like there's a part of you that's maybe like growing out of this, or just, you know, like not really, it's becoming harder and harder maybe this feels like settling a little bit, or it feels like something just doesn't, like you're not able to reach your maximum potential. Get a sip of water. All right, let's see your person's perspective. What is pile number 2's person's thoughts, feelings, perspective of pile number 2, or toward pile number 2? Should mean to their energy. What are their thoughts and feelings? Okay, we have the Four of Wands, We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. For some of you, like, I wonder if this person is like, has proposed to you or something, or like this person maybe wants to get married or wants a certain lifestyle. Maybe that's like what has, for some of you guys, triggered like you to contemplate what you really want. Or maybe things have gotten more serious, but we'll see. That doesn't have to be for everyone, but I can just, anyways, let's just keep pulling and then we'll get into it. For pile number 2, what is pile number 2's person's thoughts, feelings, perspective? We have the Chariot, Cancer. We have the Seven of Cups. Can we clarify the Four of Wands? With the Ten of Wands. Can we clarify the Knight of Wands in reverse? Ace of Pentacles. Can we clarify the Chariot? We have the Three of Swords. Can we clarify the Seven of Cups? The Nine of Wands. And then the Eight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, okay. So I can definitely tell that this person, I think there's a sense, I feel like this person does not want you to move towards some kind of an opportunity or move toward something else. Like there's almost this feeling of this person wanting to lock you down. Like that sounds kind of intense, but lock things down with you. Because I almost feel like this person really wants victory and kind of like control here is what it feels. Or they want to ensure that they kind of get what they want. And I feel like this person, it's like, there's kind of this energy here of them wanting for the priority and responsibility, like wanting all the focus to be on the connection that you guys have, and like maybe like it's like they want there to be enough responsibility and this connection to be taking up enough of your energy to where you're not really able to with the Knight of Wands in reverse, like you're not gonna take action towards something exciting and new. Like this person doesn't want that. And I feel like with the Three of Swords here, I feel like this person is like going to feel like heartbroken if that happens. And so like for some of you, like I don't know if you've just contemplated like some other, maybe something else you want to pursue in your life. This could even be like a job opportunity, or maybe you want to move somewhere, or maybe you just want to explore more. You want to contemplate what you want in life more maybe. And I feel like this person kind of wants to lock it in, lock it down, feel sure of kind of what they want. And there's this sense of almost like, this sounds kind of crazy, but almost wanting you to be like it's coming through like not having enough energy to even consider doing something else, or like wanting you to be like almost like burdened. That sounds crazy, but like with like they want you to have so much responsibility with this connection that you're not able to like contemplate different choices. They want you to be slowed down essentially with the Eight of Wands in reverse. Like they want momentum to be slowed down. Yeah, okay. And I was worried about this with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Like I do feel like this person wouldn't be above kind of making you doubt yourself, or making you doubt how much you can cope with like difficult things, or like they might try to make you feel like your dreams or like what you want to do isn't that practical, or like you won't be successful. Like I just feel like this person doesn't necessarily want you to be confident in making your own choices and pursuing your dreams or your passions. Can we clarify the Chariot? Yeah, the Four of Pentacles. It's like this, again, like there's this energy of wanting to lock it down, like wanting to lock you down. Like I feel like this person is like holding on to you like that pentacle. And it's like there's this energy of wanting to convince you to play it safe, to convince you to feel the need to have the security. Yeah, and I feel like with the Page of Cups, I do feel like in the Five of Wands in reverse is coming through, there is almost this a little bit of a controlling factor here, because I think this person feels threatened by this Queen of Wands upright, like someone who isn't insecure in themselves, who believes in themselves, who's confident, who believes that they can achieve whatever they put their mind to. I almost feel like with the Page of Cups in reverse, this person might try to kind of minimize you, or not like talk down, maybe talk down to you, but like say certain things that kind of like make you feel like they don't take you seriously, is almost like what it's like. And it might be like subtle though with this person, but yeah, look, it's like the Emperor and the Magician. There's definitely this energy going on where it's like there's this possibility that you might step into this Emperor Magician energy where you take action, you take control, you take the steering wheel of your own life. And the Seven of Wands would be this energy of not backing down. And even if someone's like questioning you and questioning your beliefs, it's like about like not folding to that. And so I almost feel like this person is like somewhat wanting to hold you back. Can we clarify the Three of Swords? We have the Sun here, and I almost feel like this person is not wanting you to see a bright, positive future ahead of you. And I feel like there's this energy of wanting to make you question your truth, or like what your thoughts are, or like if you're having certain epiphanies about what you want. Because I feel like at the Page of Wands in reverse, it's like this person doesn't want you to go down this new adventurous path. They kind of want you to think that it's not going to be successful with the World in reverse. Or with the Six of Swords here, it's like not being able to move forward, not being able to, like in the Four of Cups in reverse, it's like there's almost this energy of this person wanting you to be in the Four energy, wanting you to be afraid of the Five. So like the Five represents change, and it is a more difficult energy, but it's almost like this person is focusing you in on that. And I also feel like, especially if they know, like this is, I just want to say this for some of you because it's coming through, so I'm just going to say it. But like, I feel like with the Three of Swords, it's like this person might want to remind you of like a difficult time period in your life, or remind you of when you didn't have, when you felt like you were, like maybe there was like a really difficult time period in your life where you experienced betrayal or a lot of heartbreak. And with the Nine of Wands in reverse, like you were just kind of at your breaking point. It's almost like they're wanting you to be reminded of that, so you don't forget maybe the security that this person gave you, or that you don't, like they almost want you to think that you need them, essentially. Okay, I didn't even ask anything, but yeah, it's the Ace of Wands here. It's like there is maybe some exciting new beginning that you're contemplating. But yeah, again, like the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, it's like it's not going to be worth it. Like don't invest in it, don't try. Eight of Pentacles is like don't even try. Like I feel like there's this energy like that where it's like that isn't going to be what you want. Like you shouldn't go after what makes you happy. Like I just don't feel like this person is wanting to support you taking a risk or moving forward, allowing for there to be exciting change. Like with the Eight of Wands, it's like this person slowing the momentum down. Can we clarify the Seven of Cups? Yeah, it's like the Three of Pentacles. It's like this person's almost like, yeah, Eight of Swords here. The Devil, again, like these are two cards that are very much about being kind of bound and trapped and kind of feeling like you're chained to something. And then the Eight of Cups underneath that, where it's like, I just feel like this person doesn't really want you to, it's almost like this energy of like, I'm supporting you, but actually it's more of control more than anything else is what I'm getting. But I feel like this person kind of frames it like that. And again, we have the King of Wands in reverse coming through, Five of Swords here. It's like this person doesn't want you to transform, doesn't want you to move forward. Look at that, the Two of Wands. They want you to rethink your thoughts and your potential moves. Like, they don't want transformation, they don't want change. And the Five of Swords here is like, it's kind of revealing that this person is just wants kind of their way. Like they want to be the one who makes the decisions, whose vision is followed. Can we clarify the Ten of Wands? Yeah, we have the Hierophant here. This person almost like wants a commitment. Again, it's like this person, it's almost like, this is just a scenario, but it doesn't have to be the case. But imagine that someone is like debating taking a new job opportunity or debating doing something that would be more for themselves. I almost feel like there's this energy of wanting you to be burdened or weighed down by the responsibilities of the connection, by the agreement, or by a certain level of commitment, like being like, you can't do that because you have to focus on this first. Like, remember, like, this is, well, like, we got married, so this is what you have to do. Or I want to get married, so this is the focus. Like, not you following your passions. And almost making you feel like it would be wrong to make a different decision. Make a decision maybe that's not in favor of the connection. Let's get some Oracle cards now. Actually, let me use this one. And just Cancer energy coming through here. We also have Leo, Taurus energy. Like, yeah, and I feel like, again, with like the Leo coming through and like the fire sign energy, it's like having that, following the more fiery kind of vibe. Like, I feel like this person is more like earth energy, or like traditional. Like, they want it to be traditional. They want it to be a certain way. And the Chariot to me is like this energy of like wanting, it's, to me, just the word control keeps coming through, not in the sense where like it's like evil. It's more just like they want their hands on the wheel. Like, they don't want to give up control. What's can we clarify this energy coming through from pile number 2's person? I just feel a fear that I'm not. Okay. Yeah, again, go the distance. It's like this person wants you to believe that you will not be able to go the distance, that you will not be able to endure. It's like they want to remind you of the potential challenges. Like, they want you to see it as something that maybe you can't handle or you can't endure through. Yeah. So it's like this talks about endurance, strength, the long haul. So it says to bring your dreams to life, you must think about long-term and pay no attention to fluctuations in the current experience. Joy and disappointment commingle with opportunity, so there's no need to fear the occasional obstacle. Life is not a sprint. This is a reminder that you have endurance, strength, and fortitude to carry you all the way. Remain true to yourself. Your authenticity alone will keep you in alignment with the energy of miracles. What's yours will never be withheld from you. Yeah, so I just almost feel like this being in reverse is this energy of like, I think it may, like, you guys get what I'm saying, right? Like, it's almost like they don't want you to recognize that. They don't want you to stand in this courage of, like, with the Nine of Wands. Like, the Nine of Wands is an energy of being able to go through kind of like challenge after challenge, and it's the energy of still standing. Like, you're still standing. Like, you're strong enough to go through hard things. You're strong enough to face your trauma and face potential things that could come up, you know? And that's the Chariot energy as well, too. All right. What else? Can we clarify this energy? Yeah, a change in the wind. This person doesn't want there to be a change. They don't want, they're like resisting. That was coming through with death in reverse. Like this person doesn't want anything to change. They want everything to stay the same. They're resisting it. They sense it's coming, and it's similar to the Eight of Wands here in reverse. It's like they don't want there to be a change. They like things the way that they are. We have clean it up. And I feel like there is this energy of like almost reminding you, like this is like, you know, when people kind of use, like you open up and you share with someone like your difficulties or like what you've been through in your life, and then they use it against you. It's kind of like that, like where they almost want to remind you of maybe like your burdens, like in a sense, or like they're almost like, you know, you'll have to be the one to like overcome this, like, you know, well, if you do that, then like, you know, when this, you know, no one's going to be there to like save you, or no one's going to be there to like clean up your side, like you're going to be responsible for it. And like I feel like this might be someone that likes to feel needed. Even like I feel like that could be it too, is like it's not coming through like a really horrible energy. I don't think this person's even that conscious of how this is kind of like wrong. Like I don't think they see it that way. I think they like to imagine that they're like, well, I just want the best for you, and like I know it's best for you, and like you need me, and like this person likes to feel needed. Like this person could have an ego. You know, this reminds me of, this is very victim, persecutor, rescuer. So it's like this person seems to identify with the rescuer role, and it's almost like they need you to be in the victim role, and like the victim role being like not recognizing the power you have. You know, like it's almost like when we're in a victim mentality, we feel like the locus of control is external, and like we aren't able to change outcomes in our life, or that we can't drive our life, like with the Chariot. And so I almost feel like this is someone who depends on you being in that energy so they can be in their ego identity. And then this is why it can shift, is that people can easily go between different spaces, because if you step into the creator role, because essentially with the drama triangle, there's a role that you can step into to break the triangle, and that's kind of what you're threatening to do, is to break the drama triangle. So you're contemplating stepping into the creator role to become a creator in your own life. Like that's the opposite of a victim, is someone who feels empowered to create essentially, and has the power to do that, and can take whatever is given to them and create something out of it, and can also create their dreams out of, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of like what it's like, and it's that manifestation. That's what I feel like you're waking up to, is that desire that you have in you to create. And this is causing a problem for them, because they're more comfortable in the current dynamic of them being the rescuer, you're being the victim. Does that make sense? And so when that happens, they may jump into the persecutor role unknowingly, so you will be a victim again, if that makes sense. And so that's why like the drama triangle is just like not healthy. And I feel like it is like codependency, because it's like each person is relying on one person to kind of be unhelpful in some way, or to be dysfunctional. Like we need that it to be like the rescuer. In order for the victim to stay victim, it needs a rescuer to needs a person that gets their self-worth from being needed. Like that's what they're siphoning off the connection, is a sense of self-worth and importance. And that's what they get out of it. And they'll solve other people's problems and take on everything. So long as they're needed, you know what I mean? And you know, so it's like, if they're not needed, I feel like this person's feeling threatened that they won't be needed. Yeah. What else? Yeah, we have Yang here in reverse. Time for a nap. That's what I'm getting to, is like this person's almost like blocking off your masculine energy, like blocking off your energy of taking action and going towards what you want. And it's almost like they're reminding you of, yeah, look at all this. It's like there's this energy here of like, we need to go buy the book. Like, remember, like they want there to be a traditionality or like agreement between you. So this need, like, don't go your own way. Like, don't make your own rules and choices. Remember, that will get you orphaned. Remember, you don't want to be orphaned. So and exchanging gifts in reverse talks about an imbalanced connection where giving and receiving is off. And so I just feel like this person is like needing you to be in like a kind of like overwhelmed state where like you're not able, like, because you are, or maybe this was like, and that's why I was saying I was picking up on it in the beginning, is that it seems like maybe for a time period you were working through some heavy energies and you were working on processing through like maybe some trauma or difficult past experiences, like karmic relationships, childhood issues, like, and so maybe for a time period it really was authentic to you or in your best interest to be in more of a dormant energy where you're not really focused on taking action towards things. You're more focused on processing, and you're kind of more in survival mode. Like, you're just trying to, you know, regain a sense of stability. I feel like that was the phase you were in, but I feel like now you're ready for more expansion. And it's almost like this person is wants it to go back to the situation where you aren't like, it's almost like they feel most comfortable in the connection if you are healing or struggling or needing to hold back, if that makes sense, or needing to. And so this is like coming through in two ways where it's like this person almost either wants it to happen through, well, you shouldn't be like taking all this action because you're too busy with the responsibilities of the connection, or they want it to be that it's like there's this condition here, or they want it to be that because you're healing, you're not in your active, you're more in your feminine energy where you're nurturing yourself, healing and stuff. And it's like this person isn't comfortable with the dynamic shifting. Like, they want to be the one who's the giver and they want you to be the receiver, because that's what feels comfortable to them. And but it just talks about how that's like a imbalanced connection, essentially. All right, let's pull a couple more oracle cards, and then we'll take it into the extended reading here. So I'm thinking for the extended, I think it would be helpful to see what this person wants to say to you, if they could, like what they want to communicate with you. I want to go deeper into this person's thoughts about you making a change, or I want to like just dive into that and really like help you guys maybe break down that kind of dynamic and just understand it a little bit better. And then I just want to get you guys like a ton of information on where your spirit is calling you and like what your spirit team wants you to know, like just to give you more information on you know, outside of this person's opinion, like, where is your soul calling you? What is your spirit team telling you? Like, and so just getting you like some solid guidance on what's in your highest good, you know? Because I feel like you're trying to make a decision here about this. All right, so can we just get a few more oracle cards though for pile number 2's person's energy? Yeah, literally the one who needs to control. Yep. And this also talks about how like it's this energy of fear and like really wanting things to go your way. And I'm just going to read it because I feel like it just is very relevant. So it says, whoa, where to begin? This way of being isn't helping anyone. Fear causes us to try to control ourselves, others, and our path. And like, again, remember I kept saying like the word control is coming through. Like, and so it says, what this obsessive energy does is make us more stuck than we were before and even more afraid. Take a deep breath. You're going to be okay. I know it's hard, but when we release our fists, when we give way to life, letting life wash over us, we can be free. The need to control is closely followed by disappointment. When things don't go our way, what does that mean? What is your way, and how has it changed from the last 10 years? What were your goals and desires then? Things change so much. We can't predict what will make us truly happy until we try new things. And sometimes the best of those new experiences are happy accidents. Palms up, hands open, receive all the wonders waiting for you. Yeah. And so that's kind of like the vibe with this person is like, they just have a very like strict idea of how they want things to go. And they're struggling to be open to the idea that even if this dynamic did shift, like it doesn't mean that you guys can't be happy. It doesn't mean that they're gonna, you know, everything's gonna implode. So yeah, and hopefully in the extended we can look a little bit at like how this person will react, like if you do go down that road, and like how to kind of navigate that. But anyways, what else for pile number 2's person's energy? Yeah, a fearful world. It's like this energy of like trying to almost like freak you out, or like make you feel like, wow, like don't you know how many things could go wrong? Like don't you know how messed up the world is? There's a song coming through that's like Cat Stevens, if you're gonna leave, take care. I hope you find a lot of, I don't know, it's a mad world. I don't know, it's a bad world. Cat Stevens. Yeah, I don't know. You guys probably know that song though. But yeah, I'll read you again, like, just because this is exactly what I've been picking up the whole time. It says, oh no, the torment of living in a world that feeds on fear. Maybe it's a good time to turn off the news for a bit. Connect with what's real for you. Shut out those nagging voices trying to get at you. And if you feel this represents people in your life, it would be good to put a little distance between you and those people. And I feel like that's exactly what you're doing, is like with the 4 of Swords, it was clear that you just needed some space to yourself to think about how you really feel about things without like everyone else giving their input, or like this person, you know, it's like this person is using fear to control. Like they want you to be too afraid to do anything that steps out of their plan or their idea of what like they want, I guess, or what makes them feel comfortable. What else? Yeah, so we have the Messenger, and we also have make it look like the Knight. Yeah, and I feel like with stay back here, there is just this energy of this person not reacting well to you having boundaries, is what I would say. But yeah, with the Messenger here and make it look like the Knight, there's just this energy of almost wanting to quiet your voice, or like, it's like this person. Oh, and also with the Sun and the 3 of Swords, like it's possible this person is like not wanting to acknowledge maybe some of the negatives in this relationship, or they might kind of make you feel like you're problematic, or, you know, you shouldn't share with other people even. Like, yeah, this is kind of like crazy. Like I even feel like for some of you, this is giving like maybe this person like doesn't want you to like talk to other people about their behavior, like with the Messenger here, because this is all about like understanding that you should share your voice and you should share your story, and like you should open up and realize that people like do want to, that you have valuable you have value to add to the world, and you should trust that your voice is important and people deserve to hear your voice. And there's almost this energy of this person not wanting you to feel okay in it's like this person almost had this bond with you where your struggles were convenient. Like they liked your struggles almost, so long as you weren't embracing the struggles and you weren't learning to accept the darkness, if that makes sense. Like they don't want you to feel okay in the struggles, and okay in the darkness, and okay with like the difficulties in life. Like they want you to feel like it's too much, like that isn't something you can sit with, that isn't something you can find power through, is moving through the dark. Like, and I feel like this person just didn't think that you would rise in your power in a sense, or that you would become, because I'm seeing here like maybe you have a lot to share, like maybe like what you've been through and like your journey and your story of like how you've gone through certain difficult times, like would be really helpful to other people and really valuable. And it's almost like this person doesn't really like you to see it that way. Like they like it to be something that keeps you clinging to safety, not something that empowers you. And that's a problem for this person. Like they don't want, yeah, that's really what I'm getting. So sorry if you guys are going through this. Like know, like, you're not crazy, and like, it can be really subtle. And like, I know for some of you, you're like, I kind of think my person's like this. And it's like, if you just kind of feel like that, it probably is. And like, people can be really subtle, like all the way to the spectrum of not being subtle, right? Like, saying like negative things, or like, I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, pay attention to like their body language, like what they say. Like, if you say you're excited about doing something, or you're thinking about doing something, and their first response is, well, something negative, or like some sort of potential issue with that, like, and they're saying, well, oh, it's just because like I care, like, I just want to look out for you. Like, I feel like it's important to kind of see through that, even if it is hard, because it's sad in a way. But I just want you guys to know that you're definitely rising and like growing within your strength and your confidence and your ability to move through difficult things and difficult times. And like, you're actually just becoming a stronger person. And that's what has always been happening. And unfortunately, like, sometimes some people feel that more safe or more disempowered, which is like not a good connection. You know what I mean? Like, or that's just not something that's like fair to you. And so I just feel like I'm sending you guys a lot of love. I just want you to know that like, I'm proud of you. I feel like your spirit team is proud of you, that you're getting to this point where you're like really contemplating this and realizing that it is your choice. And spirit just wants you to know you are on the up and up, and like, the world is limitless and endless, and you can do whatever you set your mind to. So don't let this person rain on your parade or talk you out of sharing your voice, or, I don't even know exactly what it is you want to do, but yeah, I just feel like you might want to turn your darkness into something productive, which is beautiful. You totally should. But anyways, I'm gonna take into the extended now. Thank you so much, everyone that's here. If you're able to support me through the extended, I really do appreciate it. It does allow me to put more energy into the channel. I'm looking to try to post hopefully 2 videos a week pretty soon. So if you're not able to support, I totally understand through the extendeds. If you're able to hit the like button, leave a comment, those are just free ways to support. And if you want to see more pick card readings, don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you in a future reading. Hello, pile number 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Starlight Tarot with this angel or a point, then this is going to be your reading, where we are going to look at you versus your person, and we're going to be looking at your side of the connection, your thoughts, feelings, and perspective, your energy. And then we're also going to be looking at your person's energy, their side, their thoughts, feelings, perspective. And then we're just going to get an overall sort of picture of what's going on in the connection overall. So there will be an extended reading for those of you that want to go deeper into it. I'm going to be figuring out the topic as we go along, just depending on what is most beneficial. So let's start off with your side. This should serve as an energy check-in as well. So hopefully this first part will resonate. If it feels like a flip-flop reading, I would just flip it. Yeah, but Spirit, can you please tune me into pile number 3's perspective, energy towards this person that they have on their mind? What is pile number 3's energy? We have the Fool, Aquarius. We have the Lovers in reverse, Gemini, 10 of Swords in reverse. All right, we have the Page of Cups with the 3 of Cups in reverse. Okay, I'm getting here just already an energy coming through of a situation where maybe something is being made to seem more lighthearted or more not as big of a deal. Like, it feels like there's some kind of a minimization going on of maybe certain actions that someone, and I kind of need more details to see who's who, but it just feels like I'm just seeing someone almost asking someone else to like lighten up or not take things so seriously. And it's kind of taking me back to like high school, like in like high school when people would like say things that were mean and then just kind of like make it like make if you were frustrated by that or you express that like you don't think it's funny or whatever, it's like then they'll go, come on, like lighten up, like it was just a joke, it's not serious. Like it's almost coming through like that. But then it's like if you do look at the action though, or you do look at what was said or done, like it was not okay, because the Ten of Swords is like a very final kind of an energy. And so it almost just seems like maybe something has happened where it's like being made to seem like it was just a oops or like a mistake, or like it wasn't, like almost like someone shouldn't be held accountable for their actions because it wasn't. It's just this feeling of someone's attitude or actions impacting someone negatively, or them actually not being fair to the other person, but then that person's reaction to that being minimized or even being held against them. And so not only does it feel like someone is not acknowledging the seriousness of their actions, they are punishing a person for having real feelings about what happened, or having like, feeling hurt by it, or feeling like betrayed even. It's almost like someone didn't expect for something to be as serious as it was, is what I want to say. But let me just get some more. Can you clarify the Fool for pile number 3's perspective and energy? You're the Magician. You're the Five of Swords. Yeah, and I feel like someone feeling very, we even have the Three of Swords here. Someone feeling maybe very hurt or very, like, it just feels like there's something here where it's like, oh, that isn't intentional, or like, I don't know if it's like, it's not even maybe bullying. It's just like a flavor of that in a sense where it's almost like someone is being negatively affected and like feeling defeat, or feeling internalizing a sense of like, it's like someone's constantly taking the L, you know what I mean? It's like someone is taking the L in these situations, and maybe it's almost like when people treat you a certain way or like say certain things that are like harmful, like you can start to internalize that, and then it can impact like other parts of your life where it's like, well, people, it's almost like when you normalize it or you just start internalizing it, and then you almost just think there's something wrong with you as to why you're being treated that way. It's like you can kind of get gaslit into feeling like you're the problem, and like then the account, like the truth is obscured, then like the original person who's acting in a way that should have been held accountable is not only not held accountable, but the other person is like suffering, because in order to hold on to that relationship, they kind of have to internalize that and go, okay, well, it must not be that this person did something that was unfair. It must be that I'm too sensitive, I'm overreacting, or there's something wrong with me that as to why they said that, even if you don't consciously realize that. It just feels like there's some kind of a feeling of a recognition of a dynamic and a connection that has maybe taken away from someone's power, even with the Magician here. And I feel like there's also someone who's kind of like acting like it's more lighthearted, or like they didn't mean to impact someone in a certain way. But then like with the Magician here, it's showing this level of skill and this recognition of like, it's almost like this feeling of spirit, or you kind of just calling out this idea of it feeling intentional, it feeling like you know what you're doing. Like it's not just a coincidence or a mistake, or someone like the Fool's energy is definitely an energy that could be seen as like someone not really being aware of like what they were stepping into, or not being aware of like what impact their actions might have, because it's kind of like this energy of jumping right in and not really knowing and then facing the consequences after. But it just feels almost like this differentiation of like when bad choices or things that are harmful to another person, at some point you have to start to see that someone is less innocent than you think, or someone is more intentional with their behavior. Like, it's almost like this energy of one person maybe recognizing that the other person is much more aware than they wanted to think, because it's like they are an adult that's making these decisions and these choices, and it just feels like at some point it's just like enough is kind of enough, or like you can't keep doing the same thing while acting like you don't know what you're doing, or acting like this isn't a part of a like that this isn't manipulative, you know what I mean? And I feel like someone has been manipulative in this situation while calling it not a big deal or something. Okay, what else for pile number 3? All right, we have justice in reverse, and then we have death here. Yeah, and I just feel like at this point it seems like you are seeing the unfairness of it, seeing like the betrayal here. Yeah, because I feel like with justice in reverse, I'm not surprised to see that, because that's what's coming through with the lovers in reverse too. It's just like this feeling of someone else like not really treating someone well, or not really admitting to the fact that there are issues, or to the fact that something really does need to change. Like, it's almost like if someone can avoid the truth that something they did was a betrayal, or something they did was actually wrong or unfair, or like, it's like someone hasn't been held accountable for their actions. And like, that's what justice is all about, is like justice doesn't lie. It's just like, it's just point blank. Like, this isn't about condemning anyone, like this, as justice isn't, but it is about being held responsible for your actions, like, period. It's like cause and effect, like karma, essentially. And I just feel like there's been someone here that has managed to kind of sidestep maybe the consequences of their actions, or hasn't faced like an ending that they should have had. And this could have been like with you, where it's like, based on what's happened, it's almost like it's so obvious that something needs to shift and change, like from the ground up, but it does require at least there being a recognition of truth, a recognition of fairness, and maybe how fairness hasn't been achieved. But I feel like with death here anyways, like there is kind of just this energy of maybe you not being given what you deserve and having to just transform on your own, you know, like it's almost like you're having to, if you're not going to be given justice, it's kind of like taking your own justice. So we have Scorpio energy there as well. All right, can we clarify the Page of Cups and 3 Cups in reverse? Yeah, we had the King of Wands here. And then the 8 of Swords, yeah, at the back of the deck. So yeah, I'm definitely seeing like, yeah, 7 of Swords too. Yeah, Hierophant. Totally, wow, interesting. Yeah, and okay, here's the thing. I actually already filmed this pile, but it was a couple of days ago, and I just like wanted it to be fresh when I go into the extended, because I just don't want there to be a disconnect. But there is still like a similar story kind of coming through here, where I feel like there is almost this one energy that is kind of acting a little bit like arrogantly in a sense of not it's there. Yeah, and so what came through before is like there's this energy, and I feel like this is your person. It came through last time as the King of Wands in reverse, which kind of told me even more that it was like kind of this energy of someone who maybe doesn't want to, is kind of like arrogant, or like doesn't want to admit maybe when they've done something too far, been kind of too, it's really giving that energy of, it just reminds me of high school almost, like where there's these people who just like really thought really highly of themselves, and like they might have been like very popular and like charismatic, but like, and like they like to think of themselves as like good people. And it's not saying that they aren't, but it's almost this energy of, if they were honest about like the way that they kind of come off to other people, or the way they affect other people, they might see why other people maybe see them as like an a-hole, you know what I mean? Like I kind of feel like this is someone who's like kind of being an a-hole, but not wanting to be or refusing to see that that's what's happening. You know what I mean? Almost because they're just like, it doesn't matter. It's not that big of a deal. Like, I have like good, like I mean well, like, come on, like if you're gonna not think that, then, but it's like, no, like you're not really giving the other person like space then for like their feelings. And like it's almost like if you don't see this person the way that they see themselves, they don't really respect that, or they don't really think it needs to be taken seriously, And so I almost feel like there's this energy though of like a dynamic that's been going on with you and a person where it's like maybe there was some kind of maybe there's like a shared group. It doesn't have to be, but just for some of you it could be like where maybe you like went to the same hometown, or maybe you've always had the same group of friends, or it's almost just feels like there's some sort of okay, sounds interesting, but I was gonna say it almost feels like this connection's like grandfathered in, which might sound weird, but it's almost like for some reason there may be something to do with this. Like, I don't know if this is family. It doesn't have to be like, all my readings don't have to be love readings. So just apply. If it ever feels like it's not a love situation, but it's your situation, that totally can happen. It just means that some of the semantics are going to be different. But anyways, I just feel like this could easily be like a partner too, or like someone that like, maybe you've known them forever, you've dated them for a long time, or it just feels like there's certain patterns that have been okay in the past. And it's almost like certain dynamics that like maybe you let go in the past or didn't like fully realize were as harmful to you as they are. And it almost feels like now that you're maybe trying to say something about it, or you're trying to like actually hold this person accountable, it just feels like they can't take it seriously because they've almost taken for granted like the level of dynamic that there already is, if that makes sense. So it's almost like this person is like, it's hard to describe, but it's almost like this like overly powerful kind of energy, or this overly confident energy that like they can't lose people, or like this person just kind of has a little bit of like a being in control factor to them, where they've kind of managed to get away with being a little bit unfair in relationships. And like this could be someone who just like always knows the right thing to say, like, so you can't stay mad at them, or maybe it's just like somehow they've surrounded themselves in emotional immaturity, or I feel like they have managed to be around people that kind of let them get away with this. And so, or like people that want to follow them or follow their lead, or like people that this kind of gives the energy of someone who would have like minions, or would have like flying monkeys kind of, or just people where like a lot of people might look up to them, just kind of like not a lot of people say no to this person, or not a lot of people like stand up to them or call this person out, like, that they're giving popular and kind of giving above the rules in a sense. But it's like, for what reason? It's like because they are likable. That's another aspect of this person, is I feel like they are likable. But I feel like, I don't know if your standards have been rising, or maybe like with the death here, like this could also talk about like your transformation of like no longer just internalizing the bad actions of others, because it's giving like, oh, someone else is acting in a way that wasn't for you. Like someone's being selfish, someone's putting themselves first, someone's making choices where they didn't think about you and your well-being. And when that happens, you start to value yourself less. And so I feel like there's almost this energy where that's been like a normal dynamic, but it feels like this is not sitting with you anymore. Okay, like this doesn't feel okay to you, and I feel like you're transforming no matter what. And instead of taking on the blame, or internalizing how something made you feel, or just like not bringing it up because it's like this person, like it's almost like this feeling of everyone loves them, or like it's even making me think of like at a company when like someone like your boss is like maybe very popular like around the company and stuff, and so it's almost like they can kind of get away with doing or saying things that are just like, you almost feel this pressure of like not saying anything because everyone loves them, and it's like no one believe you, but it's kind of like that in a way. So it's like, it's almost like there's this privilege of like personality, or this privilege of affiliation and like their position in a sense, or even like the level of confidence that this person has, like a level of conviction that can just make you feel like you're the wrong one. And yeah, it just feels like there's like a dynamic like that. But with the Eight of Swords in reverse here, it feels like there's this energy of breaking out of that, where maybe like before you just maybe like felt powerless to really like do anything in the face of this, because you're just like, well, what can I do or say anyways? Like, you know, and like the Eight of Swords is this energy where it's like things have gotten to you mentally where you're keeping yourself in your own cage at this point. Like the other person doesn't even have to do anything. And so it could even be like that too, where it's like, it's almost like this person is like in the dominant position in their relationships oftentimes. And I feel like they maybe oftentimes have like more submissive people around them. And it's almost like the way to kind of like, it's almost like you can only like handle being around this person if you're kind of okay with being submissive and not really speaking up about things aren't okay, because it's kind of like this person's always superior or right. Yeah, anyways, that's what it feels like. And it feels like this person's kind of in your eyes like coming through in this energy of like, but like, why don't they question themselves? Like, it's like this person should be taking time to like question themselves and question their actions, and maybe actually realize that they're not like, they can't just kind of act like it wasn't a big deal, or like they did, I don't know, like especially if there was like, just for some of you, if like there's like drinking involved, just the Three of Cups, like I could just see someone like doing or saying something that was like really wrong, but then kind of just being like, well, like it wasn't a big deal, like, you know, like it was just in that situation. It shouldn't be the end of our connection, but it just feels like there is potential endings here. And it feels like it might even be though, like the natural consequence of someone's actions, someone's like bad behavior here. But definitely an interesting reading. All right, I just want to see, just get a couple oracle cards for your side. What is pile number 3's perspective? We have chop wood, we have Y. Yeah, we have to be fair in reverse. We have round and round, and then no place like home here. Interesting. And so I do feel like with this Y card, I feel like there is this energy of like a deeper questioning of like certain patterns that you're in with this person that like makes a lot of sense with me. Like with the round and round card, I feel like this is like a cycle you've been in. And if it's not like with this person, I feel like then they're just calling in like certain themes that you've already been working on. But I just feel like there's this energy of you thinking more deeply as to like why this person does what they do, why you do what you do, like why. It's almost like breaking out of a subconscious mode where you're just kind of acting in this way where you're not even sure of why you're doing what you're doing. Like it's like you're not very conscious. And I just feel like with to be fair in reverse, I feel like there's just this energy of standing strong on the idea that I'm not going to keep going around in this cycle where there's a lack of fairness. And like I feel like with chop wood here too, like I feel like maybe there's just certain things that you expected out of this person, or it's just this feeling of there are certain things that you need to just do that you aren't doing, that you're maybe taking for granted in the connection. Like I feel like this person is maybe not initiating the conversations that they need to have. Maybe they're not taking accountability, and it's like, why are you acting like this? Like I feel like for a certain amount of time I've kind of just like accepted it, but I feel like you're coming to a point where it's like it's gone around enough where you're like starting to really question it, and kind of wake up from. It's just like it feels like if someone else in a different situation acted this way, it wouldn't fly. So it's like, why in this situation does it fly? Like why am I accepting that in a sense? And I feel like with no place like home here, I feel like there maybe is an aspect of this person that feels familiar to you, or there's this weird feeling of like pseudo closeness, or like almost like I feel like this like more shallow connections with this person. Like I feel like this person, it's weird because it's almost like if you don't look deeper, this person seems a lot different, or it's like you kind of just assume certain things about them, or this person is easy to give benefit of the doubt to. But I feel like if you look closer, it's kind of like why are you actually so afraid of like, why? It's like this person's kind of wearing a mask is how it feels. And it feels like this is someone who doesn't show their vulnerability or is too cool for that, or like, it's hard to describe, but almost like is dismissive of that. And it's kind of like, if you don't look deeper, you might not see the problems that this person has. And I feel like you're just kind of starting to see what's on this person's side and what's on this person's plate. And like, I feel like with Unfinished Symphony here, like, I feel like there is like a lot of history to this, or like there is a certain default connection here, but I just feel like it's getting to a point where you're recognizing that this connection is not serving you. And if this person isn't going to be able to adapt and make certain changes and maybe take some level of accountability or change the dynamics, it's like you're just going to kind of see that for what it is how it feels at this point. And I also feel like with the Lovers in reverse, like, I feel like you're maybe even starting to see how letting there be like a certain dynamic that isn't honoring to you is not a loving choice for yourself with the Lovers in reverse. Like, I feel like this connection requires you to make choices that actually are not loving towards you, you know? And I feel like it's almost like you've gotten wrapped up in a dynamic that where it makes sense, or it's like the status quo, or like it's not seen as that unhealthy. But it's like, actually it is really unhealthy to be in a relationship where you're required to act against your own best interests, you know, like, or like just because someone's ego is triggered by your feelings, it doesn't mean that you should have to just internalize it all yourself and not disrupt the connection. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like you shouldn't be expected to do that. And if you are further ostracized or made to feel worse about holding this person accountable, like, that's not on you, you know? And like, it's just kind of on this person. But I just feel like you're seeing like deeper layers, or you're just, it's almost like, it's not to say that you didn't know this person, but it's almost like when someone is so close to you all the time, or like you almost stop seeing certain things, if that makes sense. Or it's almost, it's giving that energy of when something is familiar, it, you don't second guess a lot of it. But it's like upon zooming out, you're able to kind of go, wow, like this, I'm actually getting a different perspective on this. But anyways, let's see what your person's current thoughts and feelings are. Keep seeing that King of Wands. Okay, so for pile number 3, what is their person's thoughts, feelings, perspective? Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. This came through in the last, when I filmed it last time too. The High Priestess. The Two of Swords. The Queen of Wands. Can we clarify the Wheel of Fortune? The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Swords in reverse. All right, we have the Eight of Wands, we have the Five of Swords, and we have the Devil at the back of the deck with the Queen of Cups here. Interesting. See, this person is a really interesting energy, and a part of me even wanted to refilm it just so I could get more chance to kind of tune in. But there's this odd energy about this person whenever I tune in, where a lot of times when I tune into people's energy, it's almost like I can see the delulu of their like mindset, or it can become kind of clear to me that someone isn't really seeing things very clearly. Or it's almost like easy, or it's apparent to me that it's like the lens in which they see through is very distorted. And so that's a big part of why they're acting the way they're acting. And it's like they don't really see things correctly. This person's energy is different because there's this weird, I just want to call it weird just because to me, I'm still figuring it out. But there's this level of awareness. Like this is someone who's very smart. This is someone who does actually see things shockingly clearly. Like it's almost weird to be in their energy because there's an overwhelming sense of confidence that things are going to work out, or like this overwhelming sense of confidence that they don't need to worry about anything, or that they don't need to stress about it. And like I guess what's maybe so interesting for me is that it just feels interesting to tune into, because I feel like based on what was coming through on your side, I can tell that you are someone that takes on a lot of like burden when it comes to like the conflict in your relationships. Like I can tell that you do feel a lot of the negative emotions that like when things aren't going well, and you do take the time to like think things, and you do doubt it's like there's this healthy, maybe even unhealthy sometimes, maybe this is what you're learning, and maybe this is like what you and your person kind of have in like two sides of the same coin. But it's almost like there's just this very it's this energy of maybe when someone is too self-conscious or not self-assured enough, that they might start internalizing that certain things are their fault, or they take the blame for everything, or they feel like it's their responsibility to solve things, if that makes sense. And I almost feel like with this person, there's this like, to me, a little bit uncanny, like it's almost like this person's too far in the other direction, where I think what would be healthier for your energy would be to step a little more in the direction of this person's energy, to go like, you know, I'm not going to question myself or feel guilty. There's this energy here of feeling guilty for having negative emotions, and like expecting other people to care about that. Like I saw this TikTok recently, I thought it was funny. Like it said something like, here I am feeling bad, telling someone that they made me feel bad, but like the reason why I brought this up is because they made me feel bad. So it's kind of the energy of like, I could be the one who's like suffering and feeling bad, and not recognizing that like that matter, that I shouldn't be always feeling negative. But then like when it comes to making someone else feel the exact same way they make you feel, that's like so unfathomable, or like that's so uncomfortable for you to sit in, like the idea that you might have like hurt someone, or that you might have been like it might be your fault, if that makes sense. And so there's this real solid like sense of like shamelessness or guilt-free kind of energy coming through on your person's side, that just feels very imbalanced when it comes to like your energy, that seems to be someone who like really like puts the energy in to contemplate like you're the kind of person who would make yourself feel like crap before maybe standing up for yourself and like holding someone accountable. Like this is someone who doesn't really worry like how other people are feeling, or doesn't really worry that you know, there's this, it's really odd though, because it no one should feel like this. Like no one should feel exempt from potential consequences. That's what it feels like. It's almost like this person doesn't fear consequence, doesn't fear consequence. Like that's what I would say. And it's almost like it maybe that is like what this person struggles to understand in situations. But there's this real insensitivity, because with the Queen of Cups here, it's almost like, I don't know if this person is like used to being around people that are emotionally like unstable, or like emotionally, it's almost like this person expects to be around someone who's emotionally out of touch with themselves, someone who's not going to bring up their emotions, someone who's going to kind of be able to act like they're not super sensitive. Like they kind of expect that, or they expect someone to be so sensitive and so emotionally overreactive that they don't even have to worry about the outcome, because a part of them can just go like like it's almost like either way they kind of get away with acting without, it's like this person is incredibly good at not feeling accountable for the way they make other people feel. Like that's the best way I could say it. Is this person seems to be very out of tune with that, in the sense, from an empathetic standpoint, where like they're not spending time worrying about that. Like they're not spending time going like, oh, I hope like pile number 3 isn't struggling. Like I hope that, you know, I didn't like really impact them negatively. Like it's almost like this person just has this extreme detached energy from that. It's kind of odd. Can we clarify the Queen of Wands? The 7 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, and then the 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, and so what I was getting last time too was like, there was this energy coming through where your person is just way too calm, cool, and collected. Like with the 7 of Pentacles, it's like this person's almost, they're not sweating it because they're just almost waiting for, it's like even if, let's say you pulled your energy back from them and like there's like this time period where, you know, because of like their actions that they took, like it's possible that you maybe are pulling back from them. They don't take that and go, wow, this could be something that, like, they don't take it seriously is almost how it feels. So there's this energy of not taking your feelings seriously, not taking your suffering seriously is how it feels. And almost this just like, I want to call it arrogant because it kind of is like this waiting that they're doing of just like, it's almost like someone, you know, in a movie or like when they're like clockwork, like don't even worry. It's like this person thinks they're too cool for school, too smart. Like they don't even have to stress because like they're always going to come back. They're always going to do this. And it's kind of like that energy where it's like, there's this arrogance around other people's emotions and this arrogance around almost how to not play other people, but just like, it's almost like this person is very far from, I think if I had to read them now that I'm sitting in it, you know what this feels like for them? It feels like something they're not very good at is being vulnerable with themselves emotionally. And I think this person is someone who does care and like would feel that way, but it's like they have this, I want to say these karmic cycles and sort of this like way that they live their life where they avoid like they've managed to not be put in that situation where they really have to question themselves and they really have to sweat that they're gonna lose something if they don't say something vulnerable. You know, it's like sometimes you do just need to have an open and vulnerable conversation where you admit fault to something, or like sometimes to repair a relationship, like that's what you have to do. And I almost feel like there's this energy of this person not realizing when they do need to repair relationships because there's such this energy of like, well, they leave it up to the universe. They're like, well, it might be like this for a second, but it always changes. It always goes back around. And there's just this real energy of like not stressing, like not even like worried really. And I almost feel like there's this energy of this person logically strategizing in a way where this is giving when you underestimate other people. This person underestimates other people, underestimates their confidence, their strength, their self-assuredness. They underestimate people compared to them is what I'd want to say. Like this person always feels like they have the one up. Maybe this could be like emotionally when it comes to like being in control of their emotions, or it could be intellectually. This person always feels like a one up from other people, but it's like, I don't think this person knows what to do when, well, that's when they are in the wrong here. And so I just feel like there's kind of this like situation going on where you're being very genuine about like your thoughts of this connection. You're really trying to look at the facts. You're really trying to be fair to you and this person. Meanwhile, this person is not even recognizing, they're not doing the same. Like, they're not taking the time to like dig deep and like ask themselves why they are the way they are, or like why you might be feeling the way you're feeling, why you might be reacting the way you're feeling. Instead, they're just like, it's weird because there's this extreme trust that they have in themselves, but which is almost always a good thing, which is so weird because I feel like I'm always encouraging that. Like, everyone should trust themselves. But like, I feel like at sometimes this person needs to sweat a little bit. And like, it's almost like they're not put in these situations where they feel challenged. I feel like this person's felt chronically under challenge in their life. And like, the situations that they pick are like ones where they're very in control. Like, they're not pushed to be a bigger person, not pushed to grow. Can we clarify the Seven of Swords? I feel like there's also this energy of your person not really believing that you might be seeking a new beginning, or that you might actually, it's like, I feel like there is this energy of you potentially deciding to move away from this, or deciding to stand more in your power. And yeah, but you know what's frustrating me is like, I almost feel like there's this energy of this person, you know what this feels like? This feels like this person almost is like approaching life like they're putting bets on it, or like it's like a game in a way. Like, that's kind of how it feels through this person's lens. Because I keep like, for some reason, feeling like I'm at the horse races, and there's this energy of, you know how on some level you want your horse to win, but you're kind of, that's not why you go. It's not going to be stressful if it doesn't win. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, it's fun if it does. That's kind of how it feels with this person. Like, it almost feels like they're like putting all of the variables that they know about you into their mind, and they're making bets within themselves of like, well, I bet this, they won't be able to, like, I don't think they're going to be, like, it's almost like this person is seeing what you're potentially growing into, is seeing how maybe you're trying to like trust your intuition, and you're no longer like getting so worried about like the future without them or something like that. But it almost just feels like they're almost like it's a matter of time before they aren't able to go through with this, or it's only a matter of time before they take action towards me and do something. Like, it's almost like they're just waiting to see. It's like they're waiting on, it just feels a little bit like a puppet master, or someone who's like, oh, you know what it also reminds me of is like kind of like the same disturbingness that comes from like Squid Game. Like, how it's almost like some people could be like so rich that they're desensitized from like how crazy it would be to like really enjoy watching like humans die, and like watch humans go through that. You know, it's like, it's the kind of out of touch feeling. That's what it feels like I'm reading through the lens of, is someone who's like out of touch in regards to the suffering of others, and is seemingly not stressed about, it's almost like they feel like they're above the suffering of others. Like, they're above, like they've seen it all before. Like, it's so hard to put into words what I'm getting from this person, but it is this energy of like, look at everyone else struggling with all these issues, and I don't struggle with them. So I'm kind of just watching everyone else from this kind of heartless place. That's literally how it feels, which is crazy. Waiting to see how things unfold, and not caring. Like, that's what it feels. That's this person's energy, is like this weird disconnected vibe. It's giving like a villain that's kind of like charismatic and playful with the people that he's like like perpetrating, you know? Yeah. Like, seeing people as pawns, but not in such an evil way where like, it's so hard to describe because it doesn't feel like they enjoy the suffering of others. That's not what's coming through. It's more that they are indifferent to the cycles of people's emotions, and they just almost, I don't know, maybe in the extended reading we can dive more into like this person's psyche and like why they're like this. But for now I do want to get more answers here. So and again, this is the same thing that came through last time, is like a big part of their energy toward you is more about observing you and predicting you. And so what's kind of coming through is this energy of this person going, I know that pile number 3 doesn't know what they're doing right now. I know pile number 3 is feeling anxious and they're trying to listen to their intuition, and I can tell that they're trying to maybe act more this is like from their point of view, is like they're like, you know, they might be saying that they are feeling this confident way, but I know deep down they are struggling. I know deep down they're not doing as well as I think they are. Like it's almost like this energy of, I'm not going to sweat the like opponent yet. Like that's what it feels like. Does that make sense? Where it's almost like you're like a master at a game, and because you think you're such a master, like, but it's crazy to even be thinking like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like there's no responsibility this person's taking. Can we clarify the Knight of Wands? I feel like this person's waiting on you to come rushing in. I feel like this person's waiting for you to have a moment of weakness or for your boundaries to come down. Like, I feel like this person's waiting for you to not get what you want, and then need the help of them again. Like, it's almost like they're waiting for the conditions to change, so they don't even have to do anything. They're just waiting for you to come rushing in toward them, or feel like you can't move forward without them, or feel like, yeah, they're just waiting for you to not get what you wanted, which just sounds crazy. Can we clarify the Two of Swords? Yeah, the Four of Cups here. It's like they're almost expecting you to not be able to move forward or move on. They're almost expecting that you can't do it on your own. They're not taking you seriously. Can we clarify the Queen of Wands? Yeah, the Two of Cups here. Like, it's almost like this energy of, like, you're not gonna, like this, they're not trusting in you potentially putting your own heart and emotions and what you want first. It's almost like this person is just so used to you catering to relationships, and before you being an individual, this person almost sees you as someone who's like doesn't function outside of the relationship, which is crazy. Let's get some oracle cards, see if we can kind of get more info about this person. What are their thoughts and feelings? Yeah, look, deep knowing, Treasure Island. Like, there's this this is crazy, but it's almost like this person feels like, I can't even believe I'm picking this up, but this is what I'm picking up, is like exactly what I was saying, and it's confirming that. But with deep knowing in reverse, this person is almost like expecting you to be someone that's so enmeshed with other people emotionally that you're not able to focus on what's actually good for you. Because Treasure Island is all about focusing on self-love and doing all this inner work, and it finally showing externally. And so I just feel like there's this, that's like the Nine of Cups energy, where you're feeling like good about yourself and you're open to the things that actually serve you. But with deep knowing in reverse here, it's like this person is almost aware that your extreme empathy for other people and your extreme like attunement to other people makes it harder for you to take opportunities for yourself that are actually good for you. And it also makes it where you're like very prone to maybe codependent relationships. You're very prone to being like stuck, unable to move forward. Like, that's what this person's expecting. Yeah. And then with regeneration, it's almost like they're anticipating that you won't be able to regenerate. Like, that you, because of the ties that you have to this connection, they just don't even think that's going to happen. Yeah, this person's like, you're not going to be able to do this. Like, what else? All right, so we have soulmates in reverse. We have message in a bottle, change in the wind, new life, thinker, higher power. So many came out that I can't take all of them, but I do feel like your person is very much resisting any kind of change in this connection. And I feel like there is kind of this energy of you being called to a new beginning. And your person just really not expecting that you will be able to hatch from this egg. Like, it's almost like this person is seeing like this connection with them as like an egg, and it's almost like they don't recognize like your journey outside of this connection. Like, they don't recognize your connection with spirit. I guess like that's why it came through as like a higher power. It's like this person isn't, this is like crazy because it's like your person may be very smart and like think things, maybe they're very intellectually smart, maybe they're very good at like logic and stuff like that, but I feel like what your person isn't able to factor in is maybe your connection with the higher power and your connection with like your spirit team and your guides, and how this is wild. This is crazy. I even feel like this is someone who maybe didn't really believe in the inner work you've been doing because it's not external. And so this might be a time period where you're coming out of doing a lot of internal work, and for the first time it's kind of coming out externally now. And it's almost like your person is still seeing an outdated model of you, where it's like maybe in the past they didn't maybe fully see just all the shifts that were going on. That's the best way to describe it. They didn't really understand that. They didn't understand to what degree you were actually close to a new beginning, to what degree you're actually making certain changes. This person saw you kind of in a vacuum, like didn't really see that. And so I feel like because of that, the way I'd like to summarize this, it's kind of hard for me to put into words, and I apologize, I've kind of been rambling, is this is someone who's kind of thinks that they know exactly what's going to happen. They think that they read you like a book. They think they know you like the back of their hand. They think that they can predict you like so easily, and like that they know the reality of the situation, that they know you more than you know you even. And so when you say certain things, they don't really think it's serious, or they just have this way of not taking things seriously. But I feel like you are actually reaching a point where the external is about to shift, and this person is going to have to realize that you have been shifting, and that you are onto something new, that you are doing that you are letting a difficult chapter end. You are actually in fact doing that. You're not the same person you were like whenever you first met them, or if this has been someone in your life for a long time. It's like they weren't taking seriously like the power of your intuition, the power of your soul, and they didn't realize that you'd be able to take maybe a negative situation with the devil and the Five of Swords here, like instead of getting worse and blaming someone else and becoming like more codependent on someone, like because there's almost like a toxic mentality with this person, where like imagine if someone thought like, oh, the more you ignore a girl, like the more they'll be obsessed with you. And like maybe that did work until a certain point, but then imagine that girl went in and did the internal work and used the pain that someone else was causing them as fuel and catalyst for transformation, and then they actually walk away, and then the person's like, oh crap, like I did not realize. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that. It's almost like this person is in this confidence of like their belief in the way that they view other people and how things are going to go down. But I feel like what they're not taking into account is your inner work, your connection with spirit, you're tied to a higher power. You're like strong. You're someone who alchemizes things. You're someone who rises from the difficulties you face rather than further being trapped by them. And I think this is someone who just kind of expected that if they treated you in a way that was, even if it was unfair, they just thought it would work in their benefit. They just thought that it would make you more controllable. They thought it would make it where they don't have to take accountability. They don't have to make any changes, because are you really gonna like hold them account? You know, I just kind of feel like it's one of those things. And this person, even at this point right now, is feeling like you're bluffing, is feeling like things are gonna go back to how they were, is feeling like there's no way they could actually, because they're so confident in themselves and they're so confident in like their viewpoint, like that's where they're coming from right now. Like, that's why they're not panicking. That's why they're not doing anything. It's like they're in this arrogant, kind of entitled energy. And I'm not saying that's all this person is, but I just am saying that there is just this bizarre energy to tune into and to honestly see. So for the extended reading, I definitely want to go deep into this one because it's super interesting. I want to see like where does this mentality come from? Like, I really want to like break it down for you guys, like what this person's energy is like in relationships, like why are they like this? I also want to see what they're expecting you to do, or what their expectations are for you. I also want to see what spirit's encouraging you to do, and I also want to see like what you're meant to teach this person. Like, what is this person meant to be learning right now through this? And like, because I almost feel like you're going to be a lesson for them that's going to break them out of this way of viewing the world that has maybe worked in a lot of different situations, but upon realizing that they're being bested, that their whatever they thought was so bulletproof just isn't, and they need to recalibrate. And I feel like that's going to be something that kind of cracks this person's perception and is going to be exactly what they need. I feel like this is what this person needs actually to make growth in their own soul as well. But yeah, I just want to break this down a little bit more, and I just got this feeling of like hurt coming through, where I feel like you really are feeling hurt by this person. So I just want to say, I want to also look at like spirit's viewpoint of the situation and like how they've kind of treated you, so I can kind of validate you within your pain, and just get you guidance as well for anything else you need to hear. But yeah, I just really want to get this person kind of more figured out for you and give you guys more clarity on where you're headed. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I definitely found this to be an interesting reading. Thank you to everyone who joins me in the extendeds. If you guys have ever thought about sending me a tip, that's like one of the best ways. But some free ways to support are just hitting the like button, leaving a comment, and subscribing if you're not already subscribed. So thank you to everyone who does that. It really, really does mean a lot to me, and I hope to connect with you all soon.